Hello everyone, and welcome back to my new cargo chimps guide with probably the silliest yet most based strategy I've ever done. First, we start off with a sub right over here, just as bottom right as possible, and set him to strong. And then get a dart right over here as top right as possible. Leave him on first. And then for round 7, get another dart right over here, and leave him on first as well. You want him to be shooting down this straight line. On round 9, I'm not entirely sure if you have to place this druid mid-round, but I just would for safety purposes. Just place him right up here. The spot isn't really specific, just up here as soon as possible, and then set him to strong. That's pretty important. Next, we'll just save up straight for Obyn. We'll get Obyn in the middle of round 12, right over here, just shove him as top right as possible. For round 14, get Thorn Swarm on your druid. Pretty easy. And then, for round 15, just use a bramble once you've reached about 500 cash. That should clean up the rest of the round. And then get Heart of Oak on your druid, and we'll save up for a jungle druid, which will basically carry our early game completely. Just for safety, use a bramble on the big wave of 18. And then get Jungle Druid and set him to first on round 19. And then get Hard Thorns. For 24, we could just use Obyn's Brambles to deal with the camo, but the easiest solution is just to get a crossbow at 023, because we would need it for 36 anyway, so why not? Just get 023 on the crossbow. On 37, you only really have to use brambles on the camo whites. So just once the round stops, use brambles, and it should eat the camo whites alive. You do have to use this because crossbow can't solo the camo whites unless you do like targeting micro and stuff, but that's annoying, so I don't really like it. And then Jungle Druid should pretty easily be able to clean up the ceramics. If you'd like to use a bramble on the second ceramic, go for it. No downside to it. And then, for 39, get a village right over here with 002, and make sure to shove this village as top right as possible because we need space for it. And then, get a druid right over here as top right as possible next to Obyn, and just get Storm Druid on it, and range. And then, for round 40, all you gotta do, get a Super Monkey right over here as top right as possible next to your Druid, and get it to knockback. You can use Brambles on the Moab if you want to. Not required though, the knockback super should just solo it. On round 44, get Ball Lightning and Heart of Vengeance. And now I will see you on round 50, which is the next round where you actually have to do anything. So, for round 50, all we gotta do, get your super to a Dark Knight, and Plasma Blasts. And then, Jungle Drums on your village, and put an Alchemist right over here, just right down here, and get it to Berserker Brew. Hopefully, it goes on your Ball Lightning, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Like here for me, it went on the Ball Lightning. If it goes on your Dark Knight, you can just move it like a tiny bit to the left, and it probably won't. And then, get 3-2-0 on it. So now, let's start going for our main damage dealing tier 5 for the run, which is one of my new favorite towers as of recent. The Preemptive Strike. So, get your sub to a 2-3-0 Ballistic Missile, and get it to a first strike when you can afford it, which is pretty late. I'll see you on round 63, because that's when we have to do something next. So, for 63, all you gotta do, just move your trees over here, and use them at the start of the round. You should also get first strike now. Even though we have an Alch buffed Ball Lightning, can't solo all of 63. Kinda sucks, but yeah, trees does help a little bit. It will catch some leaks. These trees should stay intact all the way until 76. So, yeah, let's go until then, because you don't have to do anything until then, because this mid-game save-up is that strong. Alright, so, I said we're back on 76. On 76, just refresh your trees. Seemed like they were completely empty for me, which is a first. That doesn't usually happen. And on 78, get Preemptive Strike when you can afford it. And, boom, you've basically won already. Preemptive Strike with Obyn is surprisingly good, because Preemptive Strike creates a lot of Moabs and ceramics, and Obyn does a really good job at cleaning all of that up, especially with Ball Lightning, which can actually do a pretty good amount of Moab damage, and then blow all the ceramics back and eventually kill them. It's honestly a decent synergy. I kinda like it. All you really need is something to deal with ZOMGs. So, that's where we will be getting our next Tier 5 that deals with ZOMGs pretty well, I'd say. Moab Domination. So, right here, below between your Ball Lightning and Dark Knight, get a Moab Press, It should take the alch buff from Ball Lightning. We will prefer that, or that it is better that it does that. And then set this mob press to strong. I'll see you on, like, round 91, I think, because that's the soonest time we have to do anything, which is kind of nuts. So, on round 90, yes, I said you have to come back on 91, but on round 90 we can start preparing it. Move your trees over here, and then get a, right over here, just a 032 Arctic Wind. The ceramics on 91 are actually a bit of a problem for this setup, because they cause the Dark Knight to target away from the ceramics, and this will just help stall them. So, yeah, move your trees over here, and use them on 90, and make sure to collect your money. That is pretty important. Preemptive Strike will just nuke all the DDTs, which is kind of silly. On 91, if you'd like to use a First Strike, go for it, but it shouldn't really be needed. Your trees will probably pop, but they should only pop when all of the BFBs are dead. So, that's a good thing. And then preempt Rex 92, so it's fine that we don't have trees for this round. Just make sure to put them over here, and use them when you can. These trees barely get used up, and they're mostly just for, like, safety in case something goes wrong. On 93, preemptive will actually just insta-kill the DDTs, which is very nice to see. Like, the DDTs just straight up don't exist anymore. That's nice. And then, for 94, use an unnecessary First Strike. I'm not entirely sure if you have to use it, but I guess you can. And then, get Moab Domination mid-round. You don't need it to beat the round, but just makes it a whole lot safer. And set it to first once you have it. And from here, I quite literally do not spend anything else the entire game. So if you'd like to use something, go ahead, but it really isn't needed. Like, the main things I'd recommend doing are buying, like, a Moab glue or using a stronger stim on the Moab Dom. But other than that, you really don't have to do anything. Buy anything you like, except I wouldn't really buy anything that would change round 100, because round 100 is somewhat specific. Well, it's easy, but it's still somewhat specific. On 98, watch your Moab Dom preempt combo do some very, very silly things. Like, the round really doesn't even get a chance to exist for that long, it just erases it. That's actually getting a little far. You're fine. On 99, refresh your trees. Seems like there was nothing in them for me, but they might have something in them for you. So it's just safe. They should eat all of the DDTs on 99, though. And then for round 100, pretty easy solution. Just use Brambles when Obyn starts attacking, and fast forward a little bit. Use a First Strike when the bad is about to exit. If you've done everything correctly, you should now have your Cargo Black Border with the most base strategy to ever exist. Obyn, Preemptive Strike, and Moab Domination. I hope this guide helped you out in some way. have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye.